Ladies and gentlemen, I live in a neighborhood where, okay, you keep it real with me, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I live in a neighborhood, up the hill is really nice. Down the hill, not so nice. Up the hill is a basketball court. Down the hill is just a couple of group homes. Now the guys from down the hill like to go up the hill and play basketball. But because they passed my house and I caught them a few times messing with my dog, I couldn't fight all of them because they're big, they're teenagers. So what I decided to do was to befriend them. Okay? So, you know, because I didn't want them to mess with my dog. Plus, if I wasn't home and they decided to break in somebody's house, I wanted them to say, oh, Mr. Curt is cool, let's go to the other house. That's the real reason. In the process of trying to befriend these young men, I do what most corny old people do. I go out there as they coming down the street. Hey guys, how's it going? Nice day, and shoot some hoops, that kind of thing. Play some ball. So I said, you know, typical adult old people question. So what do you guys want to be when you grow up? Typical response: basketball player. I'm gonna do some rap. You know what? Because one little kid said, I want to be a doctor. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere, right? So I'm thinking, since I'm doing this thing, hey, who wants to be a teacher? This one little kid, smallest one on the bike, comes from the back of the group. Stares me down. What teachers make? I don't know. He floored me. You know, I had to think about that. So I go in the house, I do some meditating, I do some thinking. And in the process, this is what I come up with. Teachers, you make the impossible believable, tangible, and achievable. You make like gods and goddesses, no matter how cold or hot it is. You make coffee and hot cocoa for you and a room full of little JoJo's, Ashleys, and Shaniquas. You make bare feet into Olympic track stars, sponsored by designer sneakers like Puma, Reebok, Adidas, and Nike. You make college students max out their credit cards and produce movies like who? Spike Lee. Teachers, you make geometry more interesting than 2 hits of acid, causing kids to flip their wings and pass up getting high just to grasp it. True story. Teacher, I got a question. Well, go home, child, and ask it. Well, if acute is little and like obtuse is big, that's like 2 people, just different sizes, you dig? Well, good girl, that's fantastic. Teachers, as fate would have it, little Sheila jumped from geometry to several degrees, then made the news as the first African-American female triple threat franchisee. I'm talking about the Washington Wizards, the Washington Mystics, and the NHLs, that's the National Hockey League, Washington Capitals. Who? Sheila Johnson, you better ask somebody. Teachers, have you ever seen the look on a little kid's face as you take him or her by the hand and introduce them to a world that they've never seen before? Remember that look? I'm talking about the little things like face paint or watercolor colors. Or back in my day, some of y'all might be too young to remember this. Remember we used to take the glue and put it on our hands and then let it dry and peel it off like we had done something? It was the bomb, wasn't it? It was the bomb like we had discovered CSR. Yeah. Teachers, you enthuse, you amuse, you give raw courage to young kids who show up on the news and then on stage and they receive all kinds of awards and accolades and they turn into trailblazers and trendsetters, inspiring a whole new generation of get-up and go-getters who in turn aspire to think free. The most powerful woman in the world, who? Oprah Winfrey. You better ask somebody. Teachers, hear me clearly and believe me when I tell you that it was a teacher who taught John F. Kennedy. It was a teacher who taught Lyndon Johnson. 1965 was what the year Head Start was launched in. So through all the chaos, all the drama, no matter what they say, no matter what they think, hear me clearly and believe me when I tell you that it was a teacher who taught, love him or hate him, our current president, Barack Obama. So the next time somebody rolls up on you and they ask you what teachers make, now I want you to play it real calm, I want you to play it real cool, but I want you to say it quite simply out loud to their face while they're listening that you make miracles. You make miracles. You make miracles. Say it with me. Say, I make miracles. I make miracles. I make miracles. Come on. I make miracles. Come on. I make miracles. Yeah. I make miracles. Yes, you do. Yes. So Thank you.